Hi, Philip. Philip, your audio is off. If you can just switch on your audio. You're on mute, Philip. Yes, sir. So, sir, if you have anything which you want to share as a PPT.
Yeah, you have disabled my share screen.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. Just try now, sir.
One second. You already have my video, right?
Yes, sir. Just confirming that.
No,
Sir, we do have your video with us. So once we are done with the other session, we'll start.
Sure. See my face. I want to see my face. What's up? Hey. I don't know how I'm talking. One second.
Sir, it would be great if you can just switch on your camera also at the same time. While you're sharing, please keep your camera on so that you can look good.
We join. Tell them that we join through the app.
I'll join through the app then. 1 second. Huh?
Yeah, sure, sir. So just confirming, you don't have any videos which you are going to play, right? Only
No.
the ones which you have sent and we'll be playing.
And I have a presentation from my end.
That's it, right? Nothing else. Okay, then that's absolutely fine. Thanks. Just wanted to confirm if there's anything else. Once the other session is done, we'll just let you know, sir, when we are going to start.
Ask him whether the voice is clear.
Is my voice audible?
Yeah, sir, absolutely. Perfect.
Page down. Page down next.
Yeah. Your class running on copying. என்னடா இங்க பாருங்க இங்க பாருங்க
Next slide. No, page down.
page
Down. Previous page, no page up.
yeah.
Slides.
I'll not see any audience. Mute it.
Sir, we will be up in 2 minutes. And the doubt which you were just asking, you'll be not seeing any audience, you'll be only seeing Tarna ma'am.
Yeah.
And one last thing was, sir, after Tarna ma'am comes, she'll be introducing you. And
Okay.
after that, please share your screen. Till then, we would like to see your full screen. Yeah, like this. Once she introduces you, and you can take it over and you can start your screen share.
Hello.
Hi.
There's an echo. Just a minute. Abni, all set?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Let me just check when we can go live. 2 minutes? Okay, 2 minutes and we'll go live. I'll begin. I'm sure Aditya just explained. We'll start with your introduction and then you can take it from there. You were showing something?
Yes, I'm showing a video followed by a presentation.
Okay, so I'll come in later, probably when there are questions or something, if we have time. I'll put them across, or if we don't have time, we'll just kind of move from there. And just one small thing, anything that you want to inform I will message you privately, so that same, if you want to just send something, message privately, so then we are sorted. Fun School. Okay, so we've just started some videos of Fun School, and once I have a clearance that we're ready to go live, I'll let you know.
Sure. Otherwise, thank you.
So I'll just get started once I get the cue from here, and then you just keep your screen on, so then you can take once I finish the introduction.
Sure. Video button mute. Mute.
A very good afternoon again. We have with us Mr. Phillip Royappan. He is an avid marketer with over 21 years of experience, primarily in the toy business. During his formative years, he explored rural states sales in territories such as Rajasthan, Vidarbha, and Maharashtra. The diverse brands that he has handled include Kiwi Shoe Polish, Durex, confectionery products such as Coffee Bite, Lacto King, and Coconut Punch. His journey into brand management began way back in 2003 when he joined Fun School, India's leading toy company, as a product manager. Philip has played a vital role in building the range of toys that Fun School has now, be it striking association with international brands for either license or distribution rights, or be it designing and developing Fun School's own brands. He has been instrumental in building Fun School's own brands like Giggles and Fundo. With an unerring focus on new product development, Philip works with a cross-functional team to churn over 15 new products every year across a range of categories from infants and preschool, games, fundo, puzzles, etc. It is indeed a pleasure to have you with us over here, Philip, with that wide experience that you have. And you can take over the session without much ado now.
Thank you for the introduction and a very good afternoon. I'm always destined to be a speaker post-lunch. So I guess that's why we put the video at the beginning to arouse interest. Thank you again for the introduction, and I will just run you through a presentation on how toy making and what all goes into toy making. And after that, I'm sure I can have a Q&A session. So let's start without further ado on the presentation. Right, so just to start off, Fun School is part of the, we are Fun School India Limited, and we are part of the 2.5 billion MRF group. We started operations way back in 1987. Initially, we were a joint venture between MRF, India's largest automobile company, and that of Hasbro, which is also a world player in toys. This was the existent for over 30 years, and then finally MRF bought over the stakes of Hasbro, and now we are a fully independent company owned by MRF. We have 3 manufacturing facilities. The largest one is in Goa, which is what you see on your left-hand side, followed by 2 factories in Tamil Nadu, both located in Ranipet. The second factory in Ranipet opened in 1999, and the third one opened as new as March 2019. So these are just some pictures of what a toy factory would look like. Not many of us would have had the privilege to see one, so I just wanted to show you 3 or 4 different aspects of what all goes into toy making. On the left-hand side, you have molding machines, which are primarily used for the manufacturing of plastic toys. All board games typically are packed in a box, so we have an automated box making machine. And then you have dough, which is the picture on the bottom. Just to also give you a perspective that Fun School, no doubt, is an Indian company, but we also are, we represent a number of international brands. Leapfrog, Takaratomi, Ravensburger, and Gino are just some of them. We also hold several prominent licenses for both importing as well as manufacturing, especially in the board games and puzzles area. We do have licenses for Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, etc. And we also represent a number of international companies in India for distribution in India. Right, so this is our story. This is in-house brands, and we cater to a number of segments across toys. I'm happy to say Giggles is one of our largest brands catering to infants in preschool. You do know that India has a very young population with over 350 million kids, and infants in preschool is always a large, shares a large pie of the toy industry, and therefore we've decided that we want to be leaders in this particular segment, followed by fun dough, which is a dough-based range of products, handicrafts, which is arts and crafts, our board games, where Fun School has always been traditionally known for as leaders and pioneers of board games. We have a mix of both generic games, such as chess, Chinese checkers, and we also have licensed games. We used to have the Disney license, the Warner Brothers license for all board games, and we also represent other international companies, like I said earlier, for board games. We also are into educational puzzles through our Play and Learn brand, and we also manufacture some action figures, and now we're making a foray into dolls once again. So this represents the pie for Fun School, all our brands put together. And what I wanted to show you, or what I wanted to run you through today, is rather than I'll explain the process of how we get new products made in India. What do we do typically across these different brands? And while I'm not going into a step-by-step of how a product is made, I will use examples in each category to explain, so that's much more simpler for you to understand. This is something, again, just to showcase our wide range. We're well accepted internationally, and we have a plethora of board games and puzzles under our licenses. So we do have a wide range of branded toys. That's something always very, very limited in India. Branded toys has always been very important. We are able to secure licenses across the world. Most importantly, by manufacturing in India, we are able to cater to affordable price points. India is a very, very price sensitive market. At one end of the spectrum, you have low, cheap products. At the other end, you have very high-end products. But getting the price right in India, and that can be achieved only when one manufactures products in India. We're always been synonymous with good quality, safety, and trust, and I think that's very, very imperative in a brand like in toys, especially where Fun School is synonymous with these three features. And we're also the preferred supplier for toy retailers. Share our pedigree with MRF, our long-standing relationships with retailers for over 30 years has really held us in good stead. So this is where we strategize and we position our products across. The new product development is, as I said earlier, novelty is very key in toy business. You have so many options to choose from. And every year you have to bring, like Turuna ma'am said, we do launch over 50 new products, because every season a child is looking for something new. Like the financial year in most companies, for toys also it's the same. We have three main seasons, starting off in April and May, which is the summer holidays, followed by September, October, which is a festive season. Normally Dashera and Diwali come in September, October, November. Typically, toy buying doesn't happen in Dashera and Diwali, but what does happen is a lot of people do shopping for clothes, for fast-moving goods, and therefore, as a result, when you tag your children along, they end up Pestapa and they end up buying toys as well. And then there is the big gifting season, which happens in Christmas and New Year, and that also is a pretty big. So these three seasons are the best seasons for us to launch toys. So how do we do this? Okay, so we've decided we want a particular number, but what do we launch? In what category do we launch? How are these decisions made? The first and foremost is we actually do a simple brainstorming session amongst our two teams. We have a creative team and a technical team, as well as I represent marketing team. We all three teams sit together and we actually jot down what we want to sell. What are the products that we are interested in? We also get feedback from the sales team because we ask them what is selling in the market, what are the popular products, what is there anything specific in a particular area that's selling in large numbers? Is there something that we can further develop on based on those products that the sales team answers to us? So we look at, we mix and match all the ideas that we get through our brainstorming sessions. Plus, we also get consumer feedback from our sales team, because for us, Our sales team is our primary customer. And then we also look at, from a marketing team, we are a cross-functional team consisting of many product managers who are responsible for different categories. So if you say, like I said, infants and preschool earlier is a very prominent category. Therefore, out of the 50 products, if we feel that a lion's share of products should come from infants and preschool, or should it come from board games, that's something also that we think through when we put out our annual calendar for new product launches. Most importantly, the price points also play a very important role, which I will explain to you as I go along. And then also, every year there's something new. So in last year we had the Marvel movie. Is there any opportunity that we can capitalize on in terms of bringing on a licensed product range? Can we do a Marvel game? Can we do, subject to licenses, subject to approvals? But is there something else that we can add on to our generic range? So that final product mix is a combination of all the above, getting out the ideas, choosing the products, what categories we need to represent, what categories we would like to do well in, do a larger, which needs a larger share of products. And then we chart out a calendar. This calendar is typically done 6 to 9 months in advance, because sometimes when you work through the development cycle, some products are short lead, like a game and a puzzle, which is pure print and paper, can be churned out in about 3 to 4 months, if not earlier. But there are some long lead items, especially when one does a toy, plastic toy. It can, the molding, the process takes sometimes as long as a year, if it really, when it has a lot of iterations involved. So you need to factor that in when you fix that particular launch month in those 3 seasons that we like to launch. So this is some ideas that go into for new product development. I will now show practical examples of for each category, and what factors go in when we talk about launching new products. These 3 pictures are representative of Giggles, which is our leading infants and preschool. So we cater to the teether market, the rattle market. We have pull-alongs, and we have a lot of other educational toys as well under Giggles. So the first example I would say is we had teethers and we had rattles. So these were 2 different products. And then we said, why not combine both? Indians love value for money. So let's try doing a teether rather combo. So we actually jotted this down and we said, you have a teether at price X, you have a rattle at price Y. If we put X and Y together and give them a more affordable option, and it has to look unique, it has to look value for money, it has to have all the features of both a teether and a rattle. And this is what we came up with. We had teethers, you had a butterfly rattle, you had a penguin, you have boathouse, you have a mixer, and all these are designed in-house. So right from drawing to what kind of plastic, is it safe, what kind of colors, when we do the price comparison, are we able to fit the cost? All these are examples of all the factors that go in when we developed this particular range. On the bottom, you also see some squeakers, which are very different colors. They represent different animals. So these again are very designed in-house for Indian customers, keeping the value for money proposition. Another example is we also had, stacking cubes, drums, and barrels. These are products that we sell individually. The issue is, if you walk into a store in Bombay or Delhi, where space is a premium, or if you walk into a mall where there are big retailers, but you pay a large rents, and therefore you cannot have 3 different products because it occupies a lot of space. So what did we do? We said we'll do a combination of gift sets, price it at $4.99, which the Indians love. Those price points as $4.99, $9.99, which is, it makes value for money. So we put all these products together and we did a gift set combo. Now, while we sell these individually, it should not eat into the individual product sales. We also need to add a little bit of differentiation. One kind of pricing, volume. If you buy these individually, does it cost more? Again, another example of all the factors that go into how we conceive and how we develop products in such a case where we do a combo range. Having said that, we have on the left-hand side a very popular product which is gifted whenever a newborn is born, and you have a gift set. Now that was priced at $4.99, but then that is a higher price point for the mass Indians. $4.99 is still very expensive. So we had a new gift set mini, which doesn't have all the products that you would find in a regular gift set, but you have a 3 products which are functionally good enough for a mini gift set at a much lower price points, and this can cater to a rural market. So the first example was in-house designs for value for money. Second is catering to retailers. A third perspective is here when you're looking at different geographical markets, because not all, a large share of our population still lives in the rural markets, and therefore we need to design and develop products for them as well. From a functionality perspective, this is another classic example. You've seen this product. This is a stacker ring product, which normally is from bottom up. So we were saying, why not have it the other way around? Why can't we do a 2-in-1 value feature product? And by doing, we went to the engineering and technical team and we asked them that why can we have a value product which is cross-functional? Both you can stack from bottom to top and from top to bottom. And this is what we came up with. So, this is a 2-in-1 feature which we very, very clearly depict on our packaging. Indians, when we developed, a lot of toys are always looked at the foreign perspective, but we said, let's do some toys with Indian perspective. So a bullock cart, for example, an elephant, which is representative of an Indian animal. Education also plays a very key role in Indian kids today. So we developed this product called Easel. So again, meeting the cultural gaps, understanding the Indian consumer, what are they interested in? For us, it's also a very difficult challenge, because when we decided to do this bullock cart, we were wondering, will an Indian child love to play with a foreign figure, or will an Indian child love to play with the bullock cart? We've never tested this out before, but having done so, we found that sales initially, it's really picked up. So we know that there is a market for addressing Indian-oriented products as well, such as the bullock cart. And then finally, we have packaging, which is also very, very important. Somehow in India, we always tend to, the bigger the box, the larger it is, the more, the more value that it gives. So should you pack a product in a small box? Should you pack it in a big box? Should you pack it in a closed box? Should it be in an open box? We are well aware that most of the toy retailers in India are not air conditioned, or they're small stores, where if you have an open box, then they're subject to dust, etc. Therefore, we decide whether we should have boxes, products that are packed open box or closed packed, depending on the kind of product profile, the kind of product that it's catering, the area that it goes out to. So box again and packaging again is a very important part. Gender also plays a very key role. There are some stereotypes, although we subscribe to that. We believe that a toy is meant for both boys and girls, but we do a little bit of mini vehicles can be played by boys as well as girls, but we develop products according to gender also, because like I said, this one is for boys. Then we have role play, which can be a combination, while brother can play with sister. For role play toys such as left, we have a tea party set or a cooking set. And then you have gifting options. You have a plethora of gifting options when grandparents want to give their grandchildren a new toy for their birthday or for doing well in school. So you have all these different factors that come into play, and these are just for giggles. I'll also explain to you as I move on to one of our other bigger categories on Fundo, which is essentially a range of dough primarily available in play sets and in compounds. So the first one is a play set such as Zoo. One thing that Fun School always vehemently believes in is that content is key. It's very, very important that when you give a product, you must have sufficient content. You must give the value for the price that we're asking the customers to pay for. So if you look at the left-hand side, it's a zoo. You see a little pretty picture box. But what you get inside, and I've just shown you on the right-hand side, all that you get for that particular price, the 4 tubs of dough, the cutters, the extruder, the strip, the Play-Doh modeling knife, the Fundo modeling knife, etc. And you get all these different within this particular box. So content is very, very critical. We actually, when we develop products, we actually list out all the various content that needs to go into this particular product. At the same time, like I showed you earlier, we had a zoo theme that's in a higher price product. You can also have the basic, simple zoo product. We just put it into 2 tubs and you have 4 basic cutters, which is for a much lower price point, which means a larger number of people can buy this particular product. Again, by just doing cutters, you can also use licensed products. Here we decided to do Tom and Jerry cutters. Because Tom and Jerry are very popular. So you could also embark on products which are for licenses. And then there's always this big is better. So you can have these big play sets where you have a large number of cutters, a large variety of dough that is put in. And these today Indians do like to buy big and these are priced very, very reasonably when you consider all that you get inside. So again, here size is of importance. Moving on to handicrafts again, this is another category where you have arts and crafts, you have pottery, you have nail art, you have stitching. All these are very different segments which cater to a toy. Now, what do we do when we factor in new product development? Again, here, both these products are plastic oriented. So the design, for example, on the right hand side, you have a heart of fashion. What do we need to put in a heart of fashion, which is typically a unit for sketching fashion dolls? You get little options, colors, what kind of dress material. You sketch it out based on the platform that you have. Should it be in a heart shape? Should it be in a square shape? These are all the factors that go in when we decide on what kind of product that we need to develop. And again, the safety aspect. Do you want to, if a girl makes it at home, can she play only at home? Can she take it with her when she's going to a friend's house or a cousin's house? So in this case, you see, the unit comes with a portable handle. Similarly, there's a lot of content which goes into what you buy inside these big boxes. But is it good enough? Do you have a good illustration? Do you have an instruction sheet which clearly explains to the customer what all you're getting inside and how you are able to make that product, such as what we've done on the left hand side. We've shown you an example of a very comprehensive illustration sheet. So these are also other factors that you need to look in for new product development. Board games is also very big. You have different categories. You have word-based games, you have strategy games, you have math-based games. In this instance, for example, the Some Genius game is a very simple game. It's made out of plastic and tiles. Again, it caters to a large audience because it's very simple in nature. Everybody loves addition and subtraction. But you need to make it fun as well, because most kids, they come back from school, or now if they're not in school, they're working, doing their homework, and then the last thing that they would like to do is do another set of maths equation. But when you make it fun, such as this game in Some Genius, where there's so many permutations and combinations, it excites the kid. Similarly, in a phonetic game like Eclectica, which is word based, it arouses interest in kids. So interest also is very, very important. Today, the end consumer spends just about 20 minutes, because beyond that, the interest levels go down. So can we capture the gameplay in those 20 minutes is another very important factor that we need to consider. Even when we do a simple generic game like Ludo, we did a 6-in-1 game. Normally, Ludo is played by 4 players. How do you excite? How do you get more children to participate and play together? So we came up with a 6-in-1. Or we have another game where vocabulary is very important today, like I said, in word-based games. So we have another game from Chain Letters, and this is an example of an international product, and they wanted to come into India. And by us manufacturing this product in India, we're able to sell it at a very affordable price. Had the same thing we imported in, we would have had to price it much higher, and therefore the target audience would have been curtailed to that extent, because not all people can buy products at high price points. And puzzles, again, is a very important range. Here we have educational puzzles under our Play and Learn. Here again, a puzzle is a puzzle. There's no great science to it, but what do we do to arouse interest again? it's the subject. So we have an India map, we have states, we have genders, we have professionals, we have inventors. These are all themes based on which we can develop puzzles around. You know? It evokes curiosity and interest amongst today's kids. But just doing a product alone isn't great. So we go one step further. We do a lot of advertising in press, especially, say this example is in a children's magazine. The intention is you buy the product and then you give them a little competition saying, name the 5 capitals of India. Or you mix and match the role, the professional, if you have a policeman, and what kind of functions does he do? You need to mix and match, or you need to fill in the blanks. So these are competitions that we regularly do in children's magazines in order to get child's interest. And then again, licenses today, what a lot of it is imported brands, Hatchimals, Dora, Augie, Paw Patrol, very, very popular with young children today because they watch it on, most of these do have a serial on the leading kids channels. They love to be in touch with what's happening in the world. So we try to bring them educational puzzles or board games. So in a nutshell, while new product development is very, very important, we need to really keep our ear to the ground because it's so changing. I mean, every day, what is of interest today may not be of interest tomorrow. And when we say 6 months to 9 months is the normal lead time, we may lose out. So we really need to, factor in a number of scenarios that, like I explained to you, pricing, box size, interest levels, gender, and so forth. There's just so many ingredients that go into while making out a new product. And I'm sure that Fun School, we've been in this business and we're always true to kids always, and we always will continue to be. So thank you.
Thank you, Philip. We had a few questions. One of the questions that one of the student or participant has asked is, do you hold price points as per geographic locations? No, I thought so, but I think it's best to hear.
Uniform across.
Okay, so that was very interesting, and it made us feel like games or play or fun is also extremely serious business. Yeah, gave us that perspective. That was really interesting. I'd like to now invite Anita Suri to give the word of thanks. Thanks on my behalf. I'll invite Anita Suri now.
Hi, Philip.
Hello.
Thank you so much for sharing with us the spectrum of toys, board games, and packaging at Fun School. The visuals of the toy manufacturing unit gave us a sense of the real world. The insights into the product manufacture and marketing that you've shared with us have been very helpful. And finally, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and agreeing to be a part of the Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0. Thank you all.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.